who will be a senior this year, who started every game for us since he's been here at Tennessee State. He was my very first recruit, and so I think the program began to start its building process at very first year. Timmy's been mentioned preseason, first team all Ohio Valley Conference, and we're really looking forward for Timmy having an outstanding season and being the quiet leader of our basketball team. He plays the point guard position and the two guard position, so he's a very versatile performer. Also returning is Monty Wilson, who along with Timmy was picked first team preseason all Ohio Valley Conference. Monty was on the championship team of 2 years ago, was the most valuable player in the conference tournament, and was the newcomer of the year in the Ohio Valley Conference. Last year, Monty was beset with a number of injuries, and he did not play last year. He played, I think, in only 3 games. So he got a medical red shirt, and so he's coming back.
He's healthy now.
He's healthy now, and he's coming back, and we're looking forward to Monty to provide a lot of scoring. He's an outstanding scorer and rebounder. And I think having a healthy Monty Wilson, you know, will really help this basketball team achieve those high goals. But along with Monty and also Timmy, we have Jeff Johnson, who played last year, started at approximately 19 or 20 games. He'll be our big center. I think that Jeff is really coming into his own. He's had some great preseason practices and scrimmages. He's got the bulk. He's 6'8", about 245, 250, and he's got to be our big man at this point in time as we approach the season. He's got the experience. He's a senior, and he's played a lot of basketball. The other players that I think will contribute greatly is Damon Page. Last year as a freshman, he started a number of games for us. He's gotten better. He can play either the small forward or the big guard position. He's an excellent scorer and rebounder and a great athlete. We also have returning that played some last year, Curtis Davis. He started toward the end. Curtis is our 6th man. Curtis is the player that we look to to do a number of things. He can rebound, he can score, he's a great defender, and he can play any number of positions. A very versatile player. Curtis made the all-tournament team 2 years ago as a freshman when we won in Lexington, Kentucky. Also, another returning player that we really feel that will give us some strength inside is Albert Bond. At 6'10", he's our tallest player. He's really developing his skills, going to be a good offensive player, but I think he will make his mark as a good defender and shot blocker. I look for him and Jeff Johnson to collectively do a good job for us in the center position. Also, another young man that's returning is Curtis Jenkins, who had a number of injuries over the last 2 years, but was by far our best free throw shooter. He's by far our toughest defender. He also can play either guard position, and will provide quality leadership for us because he's just that type of young man. We've got some newcomers that are coming into the program. Fred Summers out of Memphis, Tennessee, as a transfer from Arkansas, Little Rock. Fred was the high school player of the year 2 years ago out of Memphis. He's a 6'1" guard that's an excellent three-point shooter and scorer. We also have a young man by the name of Ryan Harding, who transferred in from Central Florida, who played on the same high school team as Glenn Robinson, who was the #1 pick this year in the NBA draft. And Ryan's an excellent defender, can really penetrate to the basket, can play either the 2 or the 3 position, and has really looked good in some of our preseason scrimmages and practices. We also added a junior college player from Midland, Texas Junior College by the name of Calvin Morris. Calvin at 6'7" is an excellent 4-man, great shooter and rebounder, and we really look for Calvin to do big things for us. I think he'll give us added scoring and rebounding that we missed, obviously, by losing Carlos and Royce Grinnell and some of those people. Calvin has probably been the most impressive of the newcomers this year in our preseason scrimmages and exhibition games. So we really feel that he'll give us a lift where we most need it in the power forward position. And we also have a couple other newcomers. Lionel Barnes, who's a freshman out of Lake and Heath High School in England, who's had some injury problems, and also John Morrison, who's had some injury problems. He's a freshman out of Detroit. Both of our true freshmen, you know, were beset with some injuries. But I really feel like as the season progresses, they'll make strong contributions to our basketball program.
Very good. Coach, I think the last time you were with us, we talked about scholarships and the historical black colleges and some of the problems with the Black Coaches Association. Well, not problems with the association, but some of the things that the Black Coaches Association was doing in terms of trying to make sure that there were enough scholarships for athletes and whatnot. Let's get an update on that kind of information for our audience this morning. But I tell you, Coach, before we do that, let's talk about fan support, because I think that that's important, and certainly we want to talk about, and I want to simply alert you to the fact that we want to talk about that issue of historical black colleges. But before we get into that, let's talk about fan support. You said something about it the last time that you were here. What have you found in reference to fan support this time around?
Well, the fan support has been outstanding the last 2 years. Obviously, when you're winning, you're going to get the support. And I really feel that TSU fans really look toward Tennessee State athletics as a source of pride within the community. And I think they really look favorably upon the teams that win, and we have been very fortunate, along with our women's team, to win championships last year. So the support has been outstanding. I mean, the crowds are getting there earlier. They show good sportsmanship. I think we have some of the best fans in our conference in terms of, you know, they cheer for the Tigers and they support us, but, you know, they've been, you know, very good in terms of sportsmanship. And that's one of the big keys to having what I would call an outstanding overall program. We've won the last 2 years, but I think we won with a lot of class. We've won with a lot of dignity, and we've shown